Good morning and welcome to Divaville. Today is Sunday, June 28th, and I figured I'd give you an update for the garden. I've been out here on and off all week. I had a 6-day work week, and baby, it was a week. We are starting on the deck as usual because I just walked outside with my coffee. I was emptying out some of the trays under the pots for all the rain that we've gotten over the last couple of days, which has helped the garden tremendously, and I greatly appreciate the Lord giving it to us. So we're going to start with these wild pots. This is a pot of ground cherries I didn't plant. They come back every year, everywhere. I've been pulling them up by the handfuls. I stood by one bed and pulled out about 110 ground cherry plants one day. And I just kind of decided that I have to get this under control early in the season because if I let it go too long, I feel guilty pulling out these huge, beautiful plants. This is my self-heal and my self-heal. They flowered and hopefully they will drop seeds. They didn't flower last year. I do want to come harvest some of the seed, the leaves to make a tincture. This is Fino Verde basil. It was all piled in one little corner, and I've been separating it a little bit. I put some, separated it here a little bit, but I also put some over here in this bed. This one doesn't look great yet, but I know it'll stand up and take off. This one's looking good. And this one looks like the chipmunks have been digging because there's like definite divot right there. But, you know, the chipmunks and I haven't figured out how we're going to live together yet. Otherwise, it looks good. This is the catmint that's in the pot with the apple tree. One of the columnar apple trees from Stark Brothers. It's flowering. I want to take the flowers off of this one because I have a lot of other catmint that's flowering. Not because I don't want the bees to have it, but because I don't want it everywhere. This is my hibiscus from South Carolina. She looks almost like she's done flowering. I want to come harvest the seeds out of these pods when they dry. Some of them are dry already. I took a few off the other day, but I want to take all the seeds off. I want to see if I can get them to grow in other places. This is my other columnar tree. And then in here, I dropped some Everleaf basil, lemon basil, probably about a week ago, and they're already popping up. Here I have some echinacea, coneflowers. I don't know the name of this, and if you know the name of this stuff, please let me know. It's kind of viney, and I have it in a couple of baskets. I know I got it from my mom in South Carolina, but now it's kind of spread everywhere. These are more ground cherries that I just keep pulling out because the devil is a lie. I don't want them here. I want my echinacea to just keep growing beautiful and lush. This is randomly a plantain. I'm going to leave it here because I want to collect some of the psyllium husk off of it. More ground cherries. I'll come back and pull them all out because, as you can see, it's quite a few. My poor Gerber daisy still in this container. And I know if I go put it in the yard, this is a house plant. If I put my Gerber daisy in the yard, it'll keep growing. These are those eggplants that I took out of the pot that had like a stunted growth. This one is taking off. And then I dropped some basil seeds in between. I think this is lemon basil. And I did it at 2 different times, so I know this one is up. This one I think I dropped like maybe 4 days ago. So we'll see. My blueberry bushes starting to get bigger. And the green stalks. Okay. I think these are jade bush bean. This is the one that had the tool wrapped around it because I was trying to protect it from the birds and the chipmunks and squirrels. And I've got beans growing, y'all. Look at this. I think I had one spot that didn't get a bean in it, so I stuck a basil. Here, this is just a Mod Podge of some things. These are some petunias. Aren't they pretty? I have dahlias up here, but they're gonna go in a big garden bed when my garlic comes out. This dahlia is actually in a pot up here. It's not. And these are dahlias I started from seed. I just put them in these little pots, but they're gonna go in a bed soon. And once they go in a bed, they'll take off. These little peppers that had been stunted. I have spider web everywhere, but I have spiders all over, including in my house. Pepperoncini. I thought they weren't going to grow, but they're starting to take off a little bit after this rain. But they're still a little stunted. A couple of eggplants down here as well. Still a little stunted, but they're doing a little something. And then I stuck okra seeds in places. So here's an okra. Here's an okra. And these are baby bubbas. Baby bubbas. Yeah. I'm surprised they made it because, and I did put like 3 seeds in each spot because the birds and the chipmunks will take your seeds off the top of your plants, which is probably why these 2 are empty. And here we have our Antigua beans. They are putting on flowers. Here's a ground cherry that has no business here. Basil in the empty spots. And I do have more empty spots. And I feel like I came out here the other day and put some seeds, but I don't know what they were. And whatever it is, it's getting up. They might be beans, though. I don't know, because I don't always mark things in a magical seed sprinkler. These look like they're going to be loaded with string beans soon. And I hope so, because I'm excited for beans, beans, beans. I love fresh string beans, and sometimes I eat them without making it in the house. This is a mint plant that was in the house, and it was just a dried pot. Like, just dried. And now she's come back. I think it's a chocolate mint. These beautiful purple flowers are still going. I want to see if I can harvest seeds from the pods. I can't remember the name of them. I want to say larkspurs, but I know I'm wrong. All the onions that I put in here are pretty much dead, except like 2 of them. So I'm going to replant something else here. This pot, I stuck some tomatoes, and I know I had no business sticking these indeterminate tomatoes in these pots, especially with just this kind of trellis. I know they're going to take over. I know they're going to act fool. It's fine. I'm just going to trim back some of the branches as it takes off. I just felt so guilty for having so many tomato plants, like, just laying around and not in pots. This is another house plant. I do bring a lot of my house plants out in the summer. When they go back inside, I'll wash them in Castile soap and before I take them back in. This is a volunteer. I want to believe it's a cilantro. I don't know. Let's taste the leaf. Cilantro. This is my holy basil. I was using that stick for something. This is my holy basil. I am going to thin it out a little bit because I just sprinkled a whole pack of seeds. Because with the way the chipmunks keep digging out these beds, like, here's a divot. Here are divots. Divot. The way the chipmunks dig out my beds, I wasn't sure how much I was going to get. So I'll be able to put some in pots, move some around the garden. But I definitely need holy basil by the door because it's a very calming tea, and I love having it at night. This is a blue spice basil. I planted it the same time I planted the holy basil here, and you can see the difference. But this is really a great, like, spicy tea basil, but it's also great to cook with, especially like chicken or fish. I had to pen back this catmint so it can get some sun. My poor little lime tree, she's actually growing. She looks better than she did a month ago. I'm going to try to get her together. My Korean mint is starting to bloom. I'm going to try to catch the blooms before they start putting off seeds because, like I said before, I have Korean mint everywhere. Korean mint. Korean mint. I have Korean mint in the driveway. These are some plants I got from Costco. They're still looking good. I think they're called a lilac bush. They're really pretty, but they don't like full sun, so I'm going to move them. I took them out so they could catch rain. This is a pineapple from this year. This is a pineapple from 3 years ago. This pineapple's been in the house. I'm going to cut back these leaves. She doesn't like her feet wet, so I have to keep coming out here and emptying out the rain from this container. These are some tomatoes that broke. I just stuck them in water, and they're putting on plenty of roots. Don't ask me why. Look at this. Why am I trying to save these? Because they're already putting on flowers. Don't know what kind of tomatoes they are. Just know I'm going to find them a place to live. Yep. More ground cherries. Who's shocked? Nobody. My jewel amethyst eggplant. She's putting on fruit. She's putting on a lot of fruit. Oh, I just knocked the flower down. I hope it was ready to fall. Yeah, if you peek in here, there are a lot of fruit in there. And they're still sweet and delicious. This is my mint bin. Looking delicious. I got one cocozelle that the chipmunks or squirrels let me have. I had a seed planted in here. This is a random bean. I don't know what it is. They dug up the seed that was here. I stuck a tomato in here. I don't have time for these chipmunks. I'm not fighting anybody. These are soybeans under the green. As you know, I got a chipmunk problem. Chipmunks and squirrels, baby. But I got beans, my soybeans. This is more of that Fido basil. This looks like a ground cherry that's had better days, but nobody told him to grow in there, so fight for your life. And this is a bellflower. It was the only one that I got to grow from seed. This is some celery. This is tango celery that I grew from seed. I'm excited because this is the first year I've been able to get celery to grow from seed. And of course, did I tell y'all I got 2 new green stalks? I got the tomato and the sage. Ha ha. These are some flowers that I put in here. This is another dahlia that I grew from seed. These are asters. I love asters when they bloom. This is a static, and this is a static, and this is a static. Okay. This is just shenanigans. This is my patchouli plant, and she's actually looking really, really good. She smells like patchouli oil. Haha. It's so funny. So the dahlia that was in here, she didn't want to grow. So I threw basil seeds. And I see basil getting up. Purple ball. And I see that the chipmunks have been in here digging. So I probably won't get many. I only see 2 so far. And another dahlia that I grew from a bulb. A blue boy dahlia. I'm excited to see what that does. More dahlias. I think these are salmons. There are 2 of them. The other one is about to bulb. I'm still going to move this when I pull my garlic. I'll probably pull my garlic the end of the week. We're supposed to have 3 days of no rain. And so I'll pull them on Wednesday. My thornless blueberry, I'm still waiting for my fence to get pushed out, and then I will put them in. My 2 coffee plants that I've seen better days, but they're looking good. These are some lilies that I got from the Home Depot. I'm surprised this hasn't flowered yet, but I'm not rushing it because I want to put it in the big bed with the dahlia. More ground cherries and Korean mint. And I gotta say, the Korean mint is really pretty when it blooms, but it doesn't taste good like other mints. More Korean mint, nobody asked for, but it fell in the rose bed. I figured I'd leave it. Random beans in the rose bed. And for some reason, I think these are calico beans. In the chipmunks' haste to destroy everything, they move things too. Then I have roses here. This is the same rose bush, 1 rose bush. Sometimes they're pinkish, sometimes they're pink and orange, sometimes they're yellow. Sometimes they're yellow and orange, sometimes they're orange and pink. Definitely a cross of some shenanigans, but she's gorgeous shenanigans. There's another bean in here. I think I need to move this bean out of here because it's going to be, oh, it's probably too big to move now. They don't like their roots disturbed. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to have to figure out something when it takes off. Who asked you to be there? Stupid chipmunks. Then these are my snapdragons. And then I have some, button flowers. I have some calendula coming up over there. And my 1 hydrangea, you can't really see it. And I cut these back so much because I moved them. I don't think they're happy. I see a ground cherry back there that I'm going to pull out. And then my other one is blooming. My other hydrangea, let me see. She's blooming. She's okay with the move. But I really had to cut them back, and they were in a bed that had to go. I'm not going to do a full garden tour because people said my video was an hour and that was too much. So I'm just going to do a quick gloss over of some things. My collard greens. I'm fighting back pests already. So I'm going to start harvesting, blanching, and putting in the freezer. I was going to say the oven. That's hilarious. This curly care, I think this is called winter boar. I've been eating it. I've been giving it away. I'm going to see how far she'll grow. I don't think I'm going to move her at all. More collard greens. Another ground cherry that snuck by. And they're actually a beautiful plant. They're just annoying. My 1 bean that made it on this side. Calico bean. More collard greens. My Malabar spinach. There's 1 on this side, 1 on the other side of the trellis. This is some borage. I've been picking and eating my, oh, look at this bean going. Get it, girl, get it. Kohlrabi. They're huge on that side. I gotta go over there. Some tarragon. These purple bok choys are heat resistant, apparently. I didn't know that. The lady, purple lady, bok choy. I didn't know they were heat resistant. What in the world happened to this? This is an okra, and it was fine the other day. And it was looking like this, and I don't know what happened. She didn't like it here. I'm going to see if I can plant 2 more. This is a rainbow fiesta, and it's the only one that survived the rainbows. There's a random tomato growing down there. I have to come out to weed later on. And this tomato has given up the ghost, and I don't blame her. I want to look at these kohlrabis. Another ground cherry that I missed. She got big. This kohlrabi has to come in today. She is huge. And this one is even bigger. So I'm going to pull them. I've been cutting and eating the leaves. They're delicious. They taste just like collard greens. If I don't tell you they're not collard greens, you wouldn't know. The cabbages are looking good. I've been finding worms, but getting rid of them as I find them. Look at that. I don't have any scissors on me or any shears, but I know where they are. I know where you are. I'm coming back. More ground cherries that nobody asked for. This is not 1,000 head kale, but what are you? Walking stick kale. Let me tell you something. These walking stick kale and these 1,000 head kale, these ain't nothing but tall collard greens. I'm convinced. I'm oh so convinced. These ain't nothing but tall collard greens. I have this fence here because I want to put up some beans. I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. Look at my perpetual chard putting on seeds. I'm going to have seeds forever. Thank God. I have to harvest this broccoli today, which is perfect because I can make my lunch for Monday and Tuesday with that. These are going to flower soon, but I'm going to grab them today. Look at these leaves from this walking stick kale. And they say that these don't flower. So I'm interested to see. I'm going to saute up some of those leaves. More broccoli that needs to be harvested. I did harvest some maybe a week ago. But I ate it before I made it to the house. Oh, there's more back here that was hiding. Yeah, broccoli's over it. It's too hot for her. Look at these peas. They're coming out. Or I'm just going to let them sit there and die because it's cabbage back there. These are the pepperoncinis that I put out. And then the ones on the deck are the ones that were left. I'm just leaving them, let them do their thing. I think this is a Brussels sprout that I need to cut back the leaves on the bottom. I did some of them though. Like these are all cut down. Not that one. Those. And I only have 2 red ones. They're cut completely back already. And hopefully I start seeing broccoli. Is that a damn... I gotta go get shears, y'all. Hold on. Alright. Oh, I knocked you down. Where'd you go? Oh. Yeah. You have no business here. Go about your business now. And this is why I come in the garden every day and just walk through, even if I don't have chores to do, which there's always a chore to do, because the demons are out and they're eating. And it's like I have to share my garden with the chipmunks and the squirrels and the birds. Why I gotta share with them? Well, I might have cabbage for dinner. Look at this. And she tight. Oh, girl. And you tight. Oh, look at the demons. Yeah. I'm gonna pull her out today. And I can see traces of the demons because I see their poo. Sometimes I come through with the garden hose and rinse it out so I can see if they've come back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you pretty too, girl. Oh, and you're tight. She tight. Loving that for me. Yeah, this cabbage is being attacked. The attack of the cabbages. Yeah. We're going to have to keep our eye out for the garden pests. All right, this is a garden tour video, not a pest control video. But I'm watching. Oh, y'all, I went to the Harbor Freight, the freight of the harbor, and got this tool belt. Just a random tool belt. I think it was like 15, 16 bucks. But I keep my, what do you call these, zip ties in here in case I need to tie things up. A marker. Ooh, not my belly, y'all. Not my belly. And I didn't have shears, but I got them now. This is a gypsy pepper that I got from the nursery. And she is putting on. She about to show off. It's a sweet pepper. This is another pepper. I don't know what this is because it doesn't look like that. Maybe it does. I don't know. I gotta study her. But she had a little transition issue when I put her out, and she kind of burned. But I see she's coming back. She's making a nice little comeback. There's a random squash of sort in here, and it might be too late to move it. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna let it grow. Everybody out here grown. These are the beans that I need to trellis, my dragon tongues. And dragon tongues are not pole beans, but they're also not bush beans. So I just kind of want to separate where the eggplants start, because there is space between them. And there's a rosemary back here. She's never getting sun until these dragon beans are gone. I think I picked a really terrible place for her, and I might try to move her and put her in a pot because she's not getting sun, and she's not complaining about it. I just want her to grow better. And between the beans and the sunflowers, she needs some space. So they do this. They trellis like this, but they don't get tall. But I do want to put a divider between the two here, and then I'll be happy with that. Eggplant are on their way. The flowers are coming on pretty good. And I've been fertilizing. Look how thick this stalk is. It's beautiful. Somebody's been digging in this bed. And I have beets in here. And I would love to catch who's doing that. It's probably the chipmunks. This is some parsley. And some thyme. This is thyme from an old bed. And I cut her all the way back, and put her in here. And she's doing great. More ground cherries. Nobody asked for. I don't know why my leaves on my beets are looking like this. Some of them look halfway decent. I'm going to pull them out probably. Or start pulling them out. Oh, wait, didn't we have a worm problem over here that we don't want to forget? Put them up there for the birds. I do notice the birds come over here a lot. And I hope they're eating the demons. Did I mention my sunflowers? They're looking good. Okay, the tomato shenanigans. I've been cutting back the leaves on here, but they're still bushy. And the basil's under. Basils and marigolds. This is cinnamon basil. This is red Reuben. I don't know who she is. Oh, this is another one of those spice boys, but this is a globe basil. This is my Perpetua. I did take 2 leaves off to propagate, but she's taking off. And I'll probably pull a couple more off before life is over. And some black opal, or dark opal. You want to see the cutest little tomatoes? I mean, they're cute, but those are not the ones I was talking about. These are black strawberries. I'm excited for them. And they're cherries, and it's a couple of them around. More tomatoes. I'm not going to go through the tomato varieties. They have basils in front of them. This looks almost like a holy basil. It's not. It's a blue spice. I'm so excited. I don't know if I knew that was there. Since I'm back here, these are my yellow squash. They're not doing anything much. I mean, they just started flowering, but I think they're not getting enough sun. And yeah, the tomato's winning. I'll just plant more. Look at these eggplant. Look at these eggplant. This is the bed that has all the different, like it has like 3 different eggplant. Oh, I gotta come harvest. I'm excited to see what that looks like as a grown up, but they're getting big and they're getting a lot. And I don't know where the people are that keep saying like there are no bees. This is a Turkish orange, so it's gonna turn orange. I have bees. I can hear them, I see them. I see somebody in there. Like she's in there. And I have a lot of them. So I don't know why people don't have bees. My strawberries, I've had 1 strawberry off of this. Not because there weren't strawberries, because this whole top row came from the garden center. They had strawberries on them, but the birds are beating me. And then some of the ones that I planted out were dying. It's fine. I'm not going to whine about it. Of course, I have more dahlias up here. These are more of the ones that I grew from. These are the ones from, you know, the things dahlias grow from. I can't think of it. Not bulbs, it's something else. Anyway, my lemon verbena. She's looking good. Smells delicious. I'm going to harvest these sunflower seeds from these little minis. But I need them to dry out because it's been raining so much. More flowers. These are straw flowers. Y'all know I don't know what I'm doing over here. And some stock. This was supposed to be a snacking cucumber. Starting to look like a ground cherry. Then I have more fairy tale eggplant up here. I did grow them in here last year. Thyme. More fairy tales. This is my wild bergamot. She's about to bloom. I harvested the garlic out of this bed. It left the leeks because every time I come over here, there are bees in the flowers. And I'm not going to do anything with them, so I didn't take them out. More ground cherries. I noticed amaranth getting up down here in the walkway. I've been trying to walk around it. More tomatoes that I didn't plant out anywhere. So if anybody needs a tomato plant, let me know because they need a home. More snapdragons. If nobody tells you I love snapdragons, you should know. Another ground cherry. I don't want to pull it because my snaps are in there, but I'm going to come and cut it down to the root. This ground cherry is in a pot because I'm going to send it to somebody. These are snacking cucumbers. I had 4 of them. One died, one didn't get up, and these 2, they're for someone, so I'm going to drop those off shortly. This kale is starting to have seeds, so I'm going to start coming out to harvest them because I noticed that there are little kales getting up in the mulch and in the bed. I'm not going to dig them out. I'm going to let them grow. My chard is looking better that I transplanted from somewhere else. That is my green stalk of coleuses. There are a couple of dahlias in there, but it's really pretty. I feel like this side is always to the sun because these are bigger and these are smaller. Well, not all of them, but we're going to turn it. We lost one. My feverfew. My other lemon verbena. This collard green is covered in seed pods, so we'll try to harvest those. My honey nuts. So honey nuts are like a smaller, sweeter version of a butternut squash. And because I live alone, I want the smaller ones instead of the huge butternuts. And they're loaded. They're loaded. Look at that one. That little one didn't make it. Then I have some cucumbers down here for my work husband. Wait, you need to go back over here. Yeah, these cucumbers. Oh, these are my bait alphas. These are his pickling cucumbers. These are for my work husband so he can make his girlfriend some pickles, if that makes sense. These are random beans. Nobody planted beans over here, but they just keep showing up places because I have vermin that carry. These are more eggplant. I think these are more fairy tales. Yeah. No, these are the jewel amethyst. And the jewel amethyst and the fairy tales are both small. These are some cayennes. I think these are supposed to be purple cayenne, but oh no, that's a snapdragon. I don't know. No, this is a Jimmy Nardello. That doesn't actually look like a Jimmy Nardello. Because Jimmy Nardellos are bigger peppers. And they start big. The purple cayennes are purpling. Last year I came out here and bit one by accident because I just be wanting to know. This parsley is going to seed because it's getting hot. But I'm going to start some soon for the fall. This collard green has a visitor, but oh, we got white flies and worms. Ooh. Looky, looky. Oh, we got white flies. All right, we're gonna put some neem on this evening and see what happens. I have to get this zucchini off of here. Ooh, because I got other zucchinis coming on And I don't want this to stop producing. These shears are from Harbor Freight. Don't y'all run out and buy up all the shears now. They're really good. They're like $5. They're probably the best shears I've ever had in the garden. And they're in the garden section. They're not like in the tool section. They're in the garden section. The best. Absolutely. Ooh, she heavy. All right, now I know what I'm having for dinner. Cabbage and zucchini. Yeah, these purple cayenne are not playing. They're loaded. Loaded. This Swiss chard is looking delicious. Just got a little burnt on her, but we're going to fix that. This is the garlic that I'm going to pull this week. And I noticed like there's some calendula in there I'm going to have to transplant because this bed is going to completely disappear. And it's going to be a big 8-foot raised bed. This is spearmint that I allowed to flower because I just wasn't harvesting it. I have reflux and I found that spearmint is not good for my reflux. My marshmallow is flowering and putting on seeds. I want to harvest those seeds because this is my second year now with this plant. And of course I'm going to pull up the plant, but I want to replant those potatoes. They're doing good, flowering. Rando tomatoes that I pulled out of other places, but they're looking good. I'm going to cut back some of those leaves. This is catmint. I probably need to move to the edge of the garden so I don't have to fight catmint. This is 2 sunflowers in a bag with some potatoes. I didn't put the sunflowers in here. They decided they wanted to be in here. They really need to be moved. More potatoes. These are the purple potatoes that I just planted. It's 3 bags of them that I got from South Carolina. I need to top these up and cover them with straw and let them be. This one needs to be topped up completely. And then, yeah. This is lamb's quarters. I don't want it to flower. And while it's considered a weed, it's highly nutritious. And it actually tastes like spinach. Sometimes I come pull the leaves and saute them like spinach. And I've also been harvesting them and putting them in the dehydrator with kale for my green powder. Another sunflower. There is a blueberry bush in this thing, but this is my old blueberry bush, and no matter how many times I've fertilized her, she's just not growing, but everything around her is growing because I got ground cherries, of course. More ground cherries, sunflower. And yeah, she needs to be cleaned out. This is my pepper bed on the other side of my dragon tongues. This is some everleaf basil. I need to grow some of this and put it in a pot, or pull up one and put it in a pot. I meant to do that for someone and I keep forgetting. And not that it's too late to grow it. I can sprinkle seeds and it'll grow. I just want her to have basil already. This is my 1 chamomile. I've been harvesting the flowers off. Probably by the end of the summer I'll have enough for 1 cup of tea. There is another one down here, but I don't expect much because she's so little and she's getting shaded by this random tomato plant that is growing. I'm not moving her. This is my lemongrass. It smells delicious. And these are peppers everywhere. This is a snapdragon. She'll probably bloom one more again in the fall. I'm going to leave her there. Shishitos. These are big gems. These are shishitos. Another random tomato I'm not moving. Another random tomato I'm not moving. More shishitos, basil. This is more basil. This is some okra. And I thought this okra was going to be taller by now. I like randomly came out and threw okra seeds everywhere. These are my Tobago peppers for my coworker to make me some nice pepper sauce. And it's 4 of them. More okras. These are Marconis. They're supposed to turn red, but these leaves are, this pepper is looking mighty yellowish. I did put gypsum down the other day, so hopefully that helps. These jalapenos. This one needs to come off. Oh yeah, that came off way too easy. Look at that little mark there. I don't know what that is. Put it in my... I need a garden apron. These look like Cheetos, but they're not. It's supposed to be Marconi. I think it is. I pulled a Marconi off of here the other day. I don't know. These are more jalapenos. And I only have 2 of these jalapenos that made it. These are the megas. So I'm definitely going to save seeds from those. And the Megatron Marconis. Here's a bean in here. And I did plant beans on this side initially. It was like a whole row of beans that like magically disappeared. So there's one in the bed. And then more shishitos. Another tomato. Another lettuce leaf basil. This red curly kale is so delicious, and I've been harvesting. These peas are going to die out. I'm going to take this trellis out, and I'm not looking for all of these little dried peas in here. If peas come up in the fall or next spring, that's its business. There's a Swiss chard in here. I don't know if that's a Swiss chard or a beet or what, but it's in here. And it's minding its business and growing. And I'm not going to bother it. These are more cabbages getting eaten up by the demons of the garden. I came out here yesterday and took 4 worms off of this one cabbage. Oh, look at that. Look at Satan. I just saw you. Well, I'm going to come back and find it because y'all know I'm a murderer. And my carrots are looking good in here, despite all the foolishness that's going on around it. Next year, I think I want to do, or maybe in the fall, I don't know. I want to do just a bed of carrots. I never have good harvest of carrots. But I probably shouldn't have put them in this bed with all this other foolishness. I probably shouldn't have put kale on this side because the carrots were there first. But they act like they weren't growing. Then I have a calendula in there. The chipmunks wouldn't let me have the peas that I dropped down here. They were like pulling this up. Oh wait, 1 black-eyed pea. Just 1. So I think I'm going to have to start them in trays in the house and then bring them out. Because I can see this one was eaten down to the nub. The watermelons, they wouldn't let me have. This bed of cabbage is starting to look a little better. I'm getting some nice heads on here. Once I came through and picked off the worms. And someone did suggest that I dust these beds, but I'm not gonna, because I come out here and eat too much out of the garden. And like if I'm out here like just pulling leaves off of things, eating it, I'm not gonna dust it. I do want these cabbage seeds, but there's plants back here, so I'm gonna have to do something with these or get rid of them And then there's a cabbage on the end that I've kind of been ignoring. And it doesn't even look like a cabbage, I promise you. It looks like a broccoli. But that's probably too much full sun for it, so it's not going to do anything. Truth be told, I thought this plant was going to be dead. And once I got the worms off of it, it took off. Oh. I'm still pulling up comfrey. I'll be pulling it up probably for the rest of my life. It's fine. Get off my pepper. Y'all, I'm still fighting these white butterflies because they keep dropping off their babies. We're back over here. I came this way because that white butterfly was over here. But look at that wasp. He came out of that cabbage. He probably was looking for them worms. Good. And I've been seeing them a lot over here. Good. Get them hoes out my beds. I don't understand why, like, if these worms want fruit, they should just grow it themselves. Okay, this blue Hubbard is taking off. Look at that big, beautiful flower up there. I'm gonna probably try to get a stool and hand pollinate that because I thought this one was pollinated and it's not. Look at it. It's turning yellow. Then my red curry. A red curry. C-U-R-I or K-U-R-I. Yeah, it's a K. I hand pollinated that one and another one the other day. So I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to hand pollinate that one too. Because I really want them. I really, really want them. Then these banana peppers have to be picked today. A couple of okras. I think these are burgundies. Yeah, these are burgundies. Jimmy Nardellos. Maybe those are Jimmy Nardellos over there. Jimmy Nardellos are some of my favorite peppers. They're sweet. It's like almost like eating a really sweet bell pepper in a pepper form. And then this Big Jim, I keep getting this. And then I have to pull them because I don't want my plant to suffer. I don't want the suffrage. So this celery looks amazing. This celery is from the nursery. I did not grow it myself. These beans are looking good. These are tricolors. They're covered in flowers. Hopefully I'll have beans, 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 and more beans. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Okay, the asparagus bed. The chipmunks are digging. There's ground cherries. I don't know if this is a ground cherry. It kind of looks like a ground cherry, kind of looks like a weed. I'm going to come back and pull them out anyway. At first I was going to let them grow back here, but I changed my mind. These are some spaghetti squash and a kai kai pumpkin. So I'm going to try to make them, train them to the fence. And I don't know what this is still. And they're putting on flowers. They don't look like they're going to run. There's some sort of squash that just came up somewhere by itself. And I'm going to let it. That's what life is about in the garden. Just let it. These are my bell peppers. That's a nice bell pepper. Bell pepper. This is a chocolate bell pepper. I think these are sun orange on this side. Yeah. I got one sun orange last year. One. This is a tomato. I think this is a banana pepper. Tomato. This is a castor plant that I need to put in the front, but I haven't had time to clear a spot for it. These are more big gems. I don't know what this bed is getting that bed is not getting, because I keep getting those spots on my big gems over there. But like I said, I put down gypsum the other day, so hopefully that helps. These are California Wonders. I'm gonna have to clip this to the thing. This is turning already.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you? And these are sweet chocolates. They're looking good. And I did all of these from seeds except that one pepper over there that's in the cage, because I wanted to see. I forgot why I bought that pepper. I don't know. I don't remember. I wanted to see something, and now I don't remember what I wanted to see. The pollinators are loving these carrot seeds, or these carrot flowers. I'm waiting for seeds. I think they're beautiful. And I love that they're on the end of the garden, because they're gorgeous. Between those and the blue button flowers, I love it. Some sage. This is a round zucchini. And I was trying to train it up this thing, but it rained for a couple days and I really missed out on training it upwards. And I feel like I need to get it off the ground though. There are flowers on this side and fruit. Then here we have some peppers. These are red Peter peppers. I'm going to put my signs up high again on my peppers. And these are Cubanelles. And Cubanelles. And another Cubanelle. This is a perpetual chard or Swiss chard. One of the chards. I want to eat that. Now, this Burpee's Best put on all of these flowers, all of these fruit, and I didn't get any male flowers until now. This is my first male flower on this plant, because I was trying to figure out if it even needed pollination. And apparently it does, because all of these are yellowing. I'm going to come back and cut them off. I can't pop it off. But now I have 2 fruit coming, so maybe there will be more zucchini in my near future. I put this tomato here. I think this is a Brad's Crazy Atomic Grape. There's so many tomatoes on here. I feel like I put a tomato on this corner every year. This potato is dying down. Look at these ground cherries sneaking in. Beets that probably need to be harvested. These potatoes are going to come out probably Wednesday. This is the one plant, the first plant that I planted. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. Who knows? I gotta put this squash down. Some yellow squash. This one is a little special. I have 2 fused together. So I'm gonna wait until the smaller one is a little more yellow. And I'll pop it off. I'm trying to keep them trained upwards to keep them off the ground. I have more yellow squash. These are not getting pollinated like they're supposed to be. But I was also not getting as many male flowers, but now I see them coming. And the same thing over here for this white zucchini. And that's pretty much the garden, y'all. I'll be out here all day today. It's my one day off, and this is what I want to do. And maybe a load of laundry. I don't want to do laundry, but I kind of have to. Otherwise, nobody does it. More ground cherries. I've left this ground cherry in this pot because there's nothing in it. But then I went back in last week and dropped, what you call it in here? I dropped the same thing in here. Ashwagandha seeds. They were some of my seeds from last year. I said it was the end of the garden, but it's really not. My mom's comfrey. I warned her. She still wants it. She gets it. Snapdragons and petunias. Life is great. These peas are done. I'm gonna add compost to this pot. Pop these peas out of here and put something in there that runs. Yeah, this side is done. Done. I don't know who told this mint to grow in here. It looks like spearmint. Yep, spearmint. This is banana mint. It's just a pretty plant. It tastes terrible. My roselles. And some sunflowers. Another roselle. Yeah, that's the garden, y'all. Like I said, I'll be spending my day out in the garden today. I lost my coffee. What the world? Trying to figure out ways to trellis some things. Getting rid of some weeds. I need to add wood chips to some of these walk paths. And, harvest my cabbage. I'm going to make myself dinner today. I might cook that on the Blackstone. That cabbage and that zucchini and that broccoli on the Blackstone. All right now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.